The hallmark of the Alien films are great stunts and action sequences. For Alien Resurrection, one of the most challenging scenes required that the cast and crew spend 23 days shooting in an underwater tank without scuba gear. That's a big breath.
There was a whole process of training the actors to work underwater. And then, of course, there was the issue of having to work within a set that's submerged totally in water.
Are you ready for us to go down?
They took me into the pool, and they took me into this horrible, dark kitchen with these spiky things all over, and they told me what I had to do, and I said, I'm terribly sorry, but I really know that I can't do what you want me to do.
I'll do my best.
It was like the worst experience of my life, hands down, I think. And I didn't think I was going to be able to do it.
Action, action, action. Right, look over your right shoulder, go, go, go.
We set up what's called a hookah rig, and basically that's a long air hose which is connected to an air tank above the surface, and the actors will go on frame right and breathe, and they'll try and relax and normalize their breathing so that they can hold their breath for a sufficient amount of time in order to cross the scene. Unless you're specifically called in to do something, you need to stay out of the water, because this is a kind of a small environment where we want to keep everything clear, and the only bodies in the water are either you're actively working on the shot or it's a safety diver with oxygen available for the actor.
So you have to hold your breath for at least 30, 40 seconds, but then you have to swim, so you're expending energy.
When you're ready.
I'm ready.
Ernie would get on, and then he'd start yelling, 7, 6.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And then he'd say, action, 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 go, go, go.
Action, 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 go, go, go. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Good, good, keep going, keep going.
And so you were there, you didn't have air, you had to give up your air, then you had to take your mask off so you couldn't see anything.
And that was the biggest challenge, because you can get an ear infection, eye infection, embolism. All those things go with water, so it's actually quite dangerous.
Minute I'd say cut, 3 safety divers go right up to and give them air.
Cut, 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 cut. Get her air, get her air, get her air. Take her up to the triangle.
It was pretty disgusting.
Action.
There was just like really foul stuff.
And we're looking for a thumbs up on everybody. Thumbs up on A, thumbs up on B.
I got tangled up at one point. Something had happened, and I had got connected to the wire, and I kind of got slid back on the wires.
4.
It was cutting through my leg, and I was pulling at that, and so I had no air, and there was nothing I could do. I couldn't get loose. I was sort of stuck there.
Go in and help them, give them air, give them air. What happened, guys?
I didn't take any of the precautions I needed to take. And I was making the signal to cut. I can't go on, because my eyes were literally bulging out of my head, and I thought my brains were going to explode.
Action, 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 action! Shot her!
Nobody saw me doing the cut, so they yelled action, and for some strange reason, I guess it's 22 years of training, I went on and did the take in this incredible amount of pain and barely made it through.
Hook is out, duck down divers. And action, panic, panic! Got her! Rifle! Panic, 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 cut! Very good. Magnificent. Good, good, winner.
Just as you're about to die, they come in and they put something in your mouth and take you forever to some place where you could actually surface. I survived. Winona survived. The stuff looks great.
I actually was really surprised with myself. I was kind of proud.
Everyone's done a really great job. We should all give yourself a hand for that.
The visual and creature effects in the Alien movies conjure up sighs of disbelief and screams of terror. For Alien Resurrection, the Oscar-winning team of Alec Gillis and Tom Woodruff Jr. returned for the 3rd time to thrill and chill audiences with their alien creations.
I've worked with Tom Woodruff and Alec Gillis now for 3 pictures. They do the creature effects, and Tom, in fact, is often the guy in the suit.
Let's get the style going. Action. We started doing sketches and paintings of the various creatures and incarnations of the creatures, and ultimately we went through a sculpture phase.
In the cloning process, Ripley is the number 8 clone, the first clone that became successful, and the earlier 7 stages are all kept in a laboratory setting.
We see the new incarnation of Ripley, the cloned Ripley, discover this about herself when she sees containers full of failed experiments, failed attempts to clone her. This is the alien egg. What we did, based upon Jean-Pierre's request, was that we gave it a lot more points of movement. We have body movement through this section. We have the inner petals here all undulate and flex.
That goddamn trap!
Facehuggers and the eggs are staples from the previous films.
Careful, Burke.
We had full mechanical facehuggers, which were operated by several puppeteers off-screen, working levers to make the fingers move, and that allowed us to get nice shots of the creatures scuttling out of the eggs as they opened up. This time we see a little bit more of the chest burster than we have in the past. The chest burster is surgically removed from Ripley early on in the film, and it's a fetal chest burster.
Now they brought it out of you.
Not all the way out.
The Viper Pit was important because it was something that we had never seen before, but it was always sort of in your mind, like, where would these aliens take Ripley if they ever got a hold of her?
And this was a 20 by 20 foot set that was a living sculpture.
I think at one point we must have had 25 or 30 puppeteers underneath. In some cases they were people that were just under there holding part of the foam sculpture and moving it, undulating it to keep it alive. The most important feature of the alien is the slime on his body and the drool that comes out of his mouth. And we would put probably close to a quarter inch of the slime all over the alien, and it would pick up the most amazing highlights and just bring the whole suit to life.
Okay, one more time.
You'll see creatures that are more realistic than what you've seen before. You'll see them as characters and not merely as killing machines.
So, we're a fast learner.
You will be blown away by the look of the film.
I don't think Creature Effects have ever been able to come up with anything like this.
That's it for the making of Alien Resurrection. A movie with all the screams, the terror, and the action of its predecessors, plus a whole lot more. So witness the resurrection. If you dare.
I think the audience will be very scared. I would be.
You're horrified and excited and on the edge of your seats.
If we've done our job, that little adrenaline rush should be part of what's there.
It's loaded with excitement. It is a thrill ride.
The alien now has a character, and it's not just a threat.
I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be unlike any other movie.
There are things in this movie that no one has ever seen before.
Who are you?
I think we've made a great movie.